Hello, everyone. Douglas here, and welcome. What did I just felt? Okay, now my arm is hurting. Oh boy. Don't tell me someone has a voodoo doll of me. I stand corrected. Oh! Oh! Oh, that's just. Oh! Ugh. Hello, everyone. Douglas here, and welcome to my Doctor Who review. And today I will be reviewing the Shakespeare Code. This story is the first story to be written by Gareth Roberts, and this story does deal with witches. Our cold open scene begins, and it's London in 1599. We see a man singing to a woman. We see the woman invites the man into her home, and her home looks like a witch's lair. We see them kiss, and we see that she is a witch, and his kiss transformed her. A good line when she says, "Soon, at the hour of woven words, we shall rise again, and thus fleeting earth will perish." Our opening scene begins, and we are inside the TARDIS, and we see the 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant, and Martha, played by Freema Agyeman. We see the TARDIS lands in 1599 London. We see the Doctor and Martha see Globe Theatre. And who are they going to see? William Shakespeare. We see the crowd are yelling Arthur, and we see William Shakespeare, played by Dean Lennox Kelly. We see the witch is there, and it has a voodoo doll. We see that Shakespeare feels something. We find out from Shakespeare that there is going to be a sequel called Love Labours Won, which is an actual lost Shakespeare play. We see that Shakespeare is having dinner with the cast. We see the Doctor and Martha meet Shakespeare. We see Linley, played by Chris Larkin, and he needs to see the script. But Shakespeare refuses, and the play is cancelled. We see the witches are going to make sure the play goes on. We see they are doing a spell, and we see one of the witches grounds the voodoo doll, and it kills Linley. We see the Doctor and Martha are sharing a room. I feel like that is a little forced. We see Shakespeare is writing his play, and we see the witch is blowing something, and he is knocked out. And we see the witch takes over. We see a maid comes in, and bad timing. We see the Doctor hears the scream, and we see the witch flies on the broom. It's the next morning, and we see the Doctor is back at the theater. We see the Doctor has to go to Bedlam Hospital. We see the men are reading the play, and they say, "The light of Sodmak's hollow moon doth shine unto a point, and space betwixt the vine shore." We see wind, and we hear more. Avian Shores liner 593016. We see a cloud, and there is something more to come. We see the Doctor meets Peter Street, who designed the Globe Theatre. We see Peter is telling the Doctor about the witches. We see the witch comes out of nowhere. We see the witch kills Peter. I love the Doctor's line when he says, "Creature, I name you Carrionite." And we see the Carrionite vanish. We find out from the Doctor the Carrionites disappeared way back at the dawn of the universe. Nobody knows if it was real or legend. We find out Love's Labour's Wand is a weapon, the right combination of words spoken in the right place with the shape of the globe as an energy converter, and the play is the thing. We are at the Globe Theatre, and they are doing Love's Labour's Wand. We see the Carrionites are in attendance. We see the Doctor and Martha are at the house, and they are expected. We see Martha does the same thing, but it doesn't work. We find out the power of name only works once. We see the Carrier Knight does the power of name, and Martha is knocked out. We find out that the play where we store the rest. We see the Carrier Knight drop the Doctor's hair, and she flies. We see her use the voodoo doll against the Doctor, and he gets stabbed in the heart. We find out he got one heart working. We see the actor says the code, and the Carrier Knights are released. We find out from the Doctor it can be reversed. We see that the Carrier Knights are stuck in their crystal ball. We see that Shakespeare works out the Doctor is a traveler, and Martha is from the future. We see Queen Elizabeth I, and she wants the Doctor's head, and the Doctor and Martha run back to the TARDIS, and we see an arrow shot at the TARDIS, and I wonder what the Doctor did. I will say, it's a good story, and I will say, it's not perfect. I will admit, I felt like Martha was a background character for this story. I do like Shakespeare in this story, and he has played well. I will say, I did see that Globe Theatre when I was in London. I will say, the script by Gareth Roberts is good, and the direction by Charles Palmer is good, and I will give the Shakespeare Code an 8 out of 10. So that is my review of the Shakespeare Code. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next time for my review of Gridlock.